Oh, the conspiracy theories. Oh, aren't they just lovely? Um, I hate them. I hate them so very much. Gosh, I mention that I hate them? And I saw that they started almost immediately after he died. And it just added another layer of, I guess, pain, because it was just like, why, you know, again, like I said, I know when it comes to celebrities, there's this tendency to prop them up and exalt them and make them like they're not human, but they are. They're just mere mortals like the rest of us. And the truth is, no, I get the conspiracy theories. Like, people have vivid imaginations, and I get they sound really salacious and great, like, ooh, he was set up, he saw the cloning facilities, he was sacrificed for the Illuminati. Like, when the truth is just, no, he just wasn't a healthy man, and his body just gave out. And why can't that just be enough for people? And it was difficult enough to live it and experience it. And it almost kind of feels like a slap in the face when people start spouting the conspiracy theories, because it's just like, why can't y'all just let it be what it is? It's, you know, it, having seen my dad hospitalized several times, having seen him in the ICU for 3 weeks at the end of his life, it wasn't that juicy. It wasn't that. So yeah, I hate them. That's all I got. I hate them. We don't keep in touch with any of the celebrities that he worked with. We're all, friendly. If I were to see all of them, they'd all be like, hey, but no. And here's the thing about my dad. He didn't really hang out with, he did his work. He was cool with people out in Hollywood, but his friends were the friends that he grew up with from the time he was a kid. Like celebrities weren't over our house just hanging out, kicking it like that. He actually said that, if you go and look at his biography episode, Annie's show biography, he said that in the episode, like, no, I don't have celebrity friends. My friends are the people that I grew up with. And again, that's not to take away from, because he did make, friends with some people, like that they were cool, and they worked together and he had good relationships with them. But those weren't, those weren't his crew. That wasn't his crew. So no, like I said, we're friendly. Like, if I were to see any of them, yeah, they'd all be lovely, but no, we don't keep in touch. Oh gosh, I don't know that I can say that I have a favorite memory. I had 30 years with them, so it's, I can't just pick one. I will say, when I was a kid, uh, I loved. He used to make songs and dances for us, and he'd have me perform it with him in front of family. And if you look at any of the pictures of me doing it with him, I'm staring at him, like looking up at him. And that's how I always did, because even now, I'm grown, raising a teenager, and there's still this little girl inside of me that just wants to make my daddy proud. Um, but I will say, a memory that like stands out to me, that has a soft spot in my heart. My dad didn't cry. Like, I can count the number of times I've ever seen my dad cry. Like, that's just not something he did. When I found out I was pregnant, I really wanted to make it special to tell him that he was going to be a grandfather. So I bought a bib that said, I love grandpa. And I bought a little bag, and I bought a card with a little baby booty on it. And on the inside, I wrote, see you in November, because I was due November 18th. And I put love, Jasmine, or Jeremiah, because we didn't want to know what we were having, but we had like boy Jeremiah, girl Jasmine, and I wrote it on the card and I put it in the bag, and I went over to the house and I was like, I have something for you. And he was like, what, daughter? What you got for me? And I gave him the bag, and he opened it and he looked inside, and like once he saw the bib and then he opened the card, he looks at me like he stares for a second like he's trying to register what it's saying, and then he looks at me and goes, you knocked? And I told him, yeah, you're gonna be a granddad. And he started crying, and just the sheer joy on his face, I will always cherish the joy that I got from being able to witness his joy at becoming a grandfather. So that's one. I would just like the world to know that he was a special man. You know, that thing that draws you all in to him, that thing that you all see, that you all connect with him, that wasn't an act. That was him. My dad, they'll make people like him. They'll make a lot of people like him. I always say, you know, he had a heart of gold. Now, his methods sometimes could use some work, but he had a heart of gold. You know, he was really a sensitive soul. A lot of people don't realize this. Like, a lot of people think he was like this, you know, just I ain't scared of nothing. And yeah, that was kind of the bravado that he put on. He really was a sensitive soul, and that sensitivity, I think, allowed him to care about people as much as he did. There are so many people who have a story about how my dad saved them, how my dad, you know, I don't want to say saved, but came in and did something, just a beautiful moment of help to them. And it's the stuff that it's not mainstream information, but if you gather a bunch of people in a room who knew my dad, pretty much all of them are going to have this moment, this story that they're going to tell you about I was down and out, and Bernie came and, you know, he sat with me, he did this, he did that. I'll give you an example. The day that I gave birth to my daughter, he was right there in the delivery room. Gosh, I didn't want him to be, but he was there. And he turned that hospital room into a full-blown party. He called his driver and sent him to get like $300 worth of food and champagne and drinks, and called everybody up. Now, you know, everybody, like a hospital, you're only allowed like what, 2-3 guests. He had the whole family in my room. And at one point the nursing staff came and said, hey, listen, we're gonna need you all to quiet it down, please. We're gonna have to ask some of you all to leave. And the reason they did that is because there was the woman in the room next to me, she had delivered a stillbirth. And, you know, so him being him, first and foremost, he was like, hell no, we ain't moving. Like, they still party. But he left and went and sat with her, I want to say for about a good 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes, just sat with her and talked with her and held her hand and everything. And then later he sent her roses and a little gift, just to say, you know, hey, I'm sorry. And that's the kind of guy my dad was. So that's what I'd like people to know.